See if it goes live. There we go. Nice. All right. We got.
Looks like I'm looking at my phone.
Britton Gibbons. What's going on, man? So we kind of let it populate just a little bit here.
Mine's behind.
Same here. Okay, we got Jeremy Bone in the house. What's kind of? Oh, actually, I can't do it on this.
What?
So as the person who's watching, person who's showing live, you can actually see who's all watching too.
Oh, you can see it right here.
Who's all watching?
Did you see that one?
No. All right, we got Asian Beard. We got Jack in the house.
Schwarzinski.
Sherwinski. Let's see.
Asian beard. I like that name.
I know, I like that name too.
I've been around him on purpose.
I don't know, he never came back.
Oh, I was gonna check him.
Alright, we got Aaron Tam. What's going on, man? Represent. I like how behind it is.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys,
Brenton.
we're like looking down at our phones and our
Got the
iPad
question.
just so we can see the questions.
Hey guys, can you give us a funny story for your play game?
So before we actually do the like the Q&A, we're just going to give you guys like a slight introduction of who we are, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of a background. So of course you guys know who I am. I'm Thomas. You guys seen my YouTube channel on Thomas Vlogs. And that's probably how you guys are able to find me, or I reached out to you guys on Instagram. So first off, thank you guys for just checking out our live Q&A. This is our first one that we've had. Brief thing about me, I'm from Minnesota. I went to West Point in 2012, 13, 14, 15, yeah, 13. Prior to West Point,
2012.
Is this 12?
Yeah.
End of 2012, like summer 2012, end of 2013.
Yeah.
And so before West Point, I went to a normal university as a civilian. I went to University of Minnesota, and then I enlisted in the Minnesota National Guard as a combat medic. And then from being an enlisted soldier, I received an appointment to West Point. And I recently graduated in 2016 as a medical services officer, and currently at First ID. So with my guest here, one of my classmates, also class of 2016, and he'll introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Ron. I'm from the great state of Texas. I graduated with Tom, actually, in 2016. And then we were also the same major too, environmental science. So we know each other quite well. Now we're co-workers too.
Yeah, it's a small world. The Army is just super small.
And to get into West Point, I wasn't prior enlisted. I actually got in through playing sports. So if you have any questions, I'll definitely help you answer those. I was a tennis player.
Yeah, that's West Point. Cool. So another interesting thing is Ron's older brother and sister also went to West Point.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that.
So like it's just a whole entire legacy, right?
And we all played sports there too, so if you have any questions about direct admissions, scholarship, or not even a scholarship, just getting in through sports, or even going to the prep school, my brother went through that, so I'm pretty familiar with that territory as well.
Yeah, so we got a couple different stories, different backgrounds, and hopefully we can provide you guys some answers to some of the lingering questions that you guys had, whether you are waiting on an appointment or have already received one. We would love to answer any questions that you guys have, just to let you guys in on it. That way you're ready and you're prepared when you begin this summer, or the summer that you start. So without further ado, we can go to Q&A if you guys want. Do you want to go with the first question?
You can go.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of.
All right. So from the first question is Brenton. He asks, "Can you guys give us a funny story from plebe year?" All right.
Yeah.
That takes us back. Like,
I have one.
you got one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, plebe year, I remember we were standing in the hallway against the wall, and we were just got out of Beast, so everyone was still pretty like scared of all the upperclassmen and not sure what was going on. And I remember one of my tennis team captain, he came up to me and found me in the hallway, and he was like, "Hey, congrats on finishing Beast. Here's the chocolate bar," and he gave me a chocolate bar. And he tried sneaking it into my pocket, and one of the upperclassmen in my company saw it, and he runs over to me, grabs the chocolate bar out of my pocket, and just starts eating it in front of me. And I was like, "Oh, this is not fair. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten all day." So I think that was a pretty funny story.
That's so sad. And I feel like we've all experienced that at one point or another. And it's usually during the summer when you're just like super hungry too. For me, I don't know about funny stories, but I do remember, actually like in hindsight, like I do remember it seems kind of comical, but my freshman year was the first time I received walking hours, and I got 5 walking hours because I remember like on Saturday, like this weekend, 5 years ago, I was in the mess hall early morning. I just remember because it was Sandhurst weekend, and I was standing in the middle of the mess hall underneath the poop deck, and I had my cell phone out trying to like call one of my buddies for breakfast, and like this like brutal cow just like comes from nowhere and just walks underneath the poop deck. It's like, "Hey plebe, like what do you think you're doing? Why do you have a cell phone in the mess hall?" I'm just like, "Hey Sergeant, I'm just trying to get a hold of my friend, like we're just trying to get some breakfast together." And he's like, "Do you know what the regulations are with a cell phone? Like, you're not allowed to have a cell phone in the mess hall, especially as a freshman." And I was feeling a little like defiant. Like right before, like the night before, I was telling my friends, I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna do my own thing. Like I'm untouchable at this point." I don't know why I thought that. And the guy just called me out. He's like, "Who's your first sergeant? Who's your first line supervisor?" Let me talk to him. And from that point on, they said like, "You're talking back to an upperclassman, and like that's not cool. And you're not allowed to have a cell phone at all. No one's allowed to have a cell phone in uniform." And so after that moment, I got 5 walking hours. So I spent the next week walking back and forth for 5 hours consecutively in full uniform and rifle.
Was
so
that
that
the
was.
only time you had hours?
I think I got like 15 hours.
Oh wow.
Something else.
Another funny story, but not from the plebe year.
Yeah.
Actually, our first year during graduation week, actually, like I went through unscathed. I didn't get any hours. I never got in trouble. And then we were at our graduation parade rehearsal, and I got in trouble because I got a haircut the week before, but I got in trouble for my haircut because apparently it was still too long. And so I walked hours during graduation week.
You walked hours during too long? Oh my god.
So I can say, even as like short as it was, I was so bad apparently that I walked all the way up to graduation.
That's so crazy. Because that actually makes me think of something similar. My cow year. Same thing for a haircut, and this was the time that I almost had to shave my entire hair, like my head, all the hair off my head. And that was because I had a part. I got a part in my hair, like over break, and it was so deep down to the skin, and my hair was like this long, so obviously it looked really terrible. And my chain of command was really upset with that, and they had no clue what to do. And they're just like, "You're out of regs. You're gonna have to go and cut off all your hair."
That's so.
I know, it was super brutal, and like this isn't cool. But disregard. I didn't get in trouble. I ended up just like prolonging my haircuts because because like the barber was just like super busy and I kept my hair. So yeah.
Make sure you have a good haircut.
Yeah, have a good haircut, guys. So hopefully that gives you guys a couple stories, kind of for us also to reminisce, but for you guys to learn.
And I hope you found it funny. I hope we're funny enough for y'all.
Yeah. All right. So you want to ask next question?
What's the next question?
Asian beard.
How are we? We're great.
Oh.
Thank you for asking. How are you?
I didn't even read the question. Okay. So Asian Beard asked how we were doing, so that's funny. Okay. We got Daniel in the house.
Oh, Running with Purpose is back. Sorry.
Running with Purpose. We got Chaos. Aaron in the house.
Ashley, not Ashley.
Watley and Ann. We got my girlfriend in the house. Go Twin, my #1 fan. Twins here.
That's what it was.
We got Lena.
Alright, what's the next question?
Who else is here? Ashley, you said Ashley. We got Benny.
And Anne-Marie Romero.
Anne-Marie Romero.
And she's from Yucatan. Oh wow, you got some international.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Alright, what's the next question?
Alright, next question is from Aaron.
My 3Q.
Yeah. So Aaron asks, I'm currently on the national wait list and received my 3rd quarter letter. Do you happen to know how many people are able to get appointments off the list?
It's a tough one.
Waitlist? Have you been waitlisted at all?
I've never been waitlisted.
I haven't been waitlisted either. But what I do know is, like, I know people that have received an appointment all the way up to a week before Beast. And so I would just remain like, like positive about the entire process and just keep waiting. It's not a rolling admission, is it? Like the earlier reply, the sooner you get acceptance, or is it just like do they have a certain time, a cutoff when they let everybody know that it's accepted?
No,
'Cause that's how it was before.
Everyone finds out at different times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's still the case, man, I would just wait, stay positive about the process, and yeah, hopefully you find something sooner than later. And then Aaron also asked how often will I be posting videos from now. So actually, you guys kind of caught me at a busy time. We're both actually about to go on a training event, and it's in the next couple weeks here, and we'll be out for about a month. And after that, we'll have a little bit more time up and through the summer to be posting more videos for you guys on the regular. I actually have a video right now that I'm editing, and I should be able to post that tomorrow, so check that out when you guys can. But anything in between, I'm just we're kind of out for now, just temporarily. So
For a month. Though.
For a month.
Yeah.
But keep checking out the content, and we'll try to get back to you guys. So.
What kind of equipment do you guys receive during Play Beard? It's from Asian Beard.
It's like, I mean, like, what do we issue during Beast?
Oh, we're issued everything. I mean, what's good about West Point is it's self-funded because it's one of the top military academies. So we are high on the priority list for any type of training. So any training you can think of for Blackhawks or even just marksmanship, we get. I mean, we're lucky. We're pretty spoiled there. So
Absolutely.
I wouldn't worry about missing a piece of equipment.
I mean, if you're asking like in particular, like what kind of like gear, like TA50, like you're issued, like you don't have to buy anything if that's what you guys are asking. Except boots, right? Are you issued boots?
You are issued boots, but I mean, people go and buy their own before.
Yeah.
Usually there's a list that comes out where they tell you what boots you shouldn't get. So I wouldn't just go and buy any boots. I'd wait or ask around first.
Yeah. And if anything, I would recommend like buying boots ahead of time. That way you can break them in. You don't want to like get issued boots and then break them in like while you're there. Your feet aren't just gonna be used to it, and it's just getting a lot of blisters. As far as like like rucksacks, like uniforms and stuff, that's all provided while you're there, and it gets taken out of your cadet account, so you're not physically taking anything out of your pocket to pay for it.
That's another great thing, I think. Like if you went to a regular college or any other college, you'd be paying for your clothes to wear, but they provide you with everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's all taken care of. So hopefully that answers your question. If you want us to be a little more in depth, please let us know.
That's another question.
Hey Twin, hey Ann, hey Lena. Let's see. Asian Beard asks, how are the barbers at West Point? So as you guys know, like most of us, I mean, for me, I had my own barber. I went to Eric. He's still there. He's cut my hair since I was a freshman until I was a senior at West Point. And it's just all preference. Mm-hmm. Some people cut better than others, and I always went to him. He just knew how to cut like Asian hair, and it just made it look really nice.
I went to Antonia.
Oh, you went to Antonia?
Yeah.
How was your experience with her?
And she was awesome. I mean, all of them, every single one of them, great conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're tired and you want to fall asleep, they'll totally respect that too.
Definitely.
But they're all great at cutting hair.
They're really chill, and they know kind of like the struggle, and they know what's going on because they've been there so long. So you guys can talk to them about like classwork, about what's going on during the summer, what kind of events are coming up, and they can relate and they can talk because.
And even they understand the military talk too. So
yep.
they're just really good. They're a really good outlet, I think, over there.
I think so too. All right.
What was your highest SAT score? Running the purpose? No,
yeah.
That's the next one?
Yeah.
I don't even remember my SAT score.
Did you take SAT?
I did take the SAT.
What was your highest?
I don't even remember. I think it won.
So Ron took it. Do you have like average? Remember?
That's don't you have to take the SAT?
No. So I don't take the SAT.
You take the ACT?
I took the ACT.
I took the ACT too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to share or you want?
I think I know what I got on the ACT.
What'd you get on the ACT?
About 34.
You got a 34?
No, sorry, 33. Not 34.
That is crazy. All right, Ron is like brainiac over here. Super smart guy.
Lucky.
That's a really good score.
Isn't it highest like 37?
Yeah, or like 37 or 36.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I didn't get that high score. I'm a regular Joe. I got a 25. And yeah, I got a 25. I got no shame in that. And I say that because I know a lot of you guys are like worried that you guys don't have a high enough score. Mm-hmm. And I really want to emphasize that it's not just about your GPA and your SAT or your ACT scores. Mm-hmm. It's about like the holistic package. When they look at your application, they're gonna look at like I said in the video, like your leadership aspects, mm-hmm. your physical performance, and all the community service that you guys do. So take that with a grain of salt. Try to do your best on those standardized exams, and you'll knock it out of the park.
And even then too, like even after when we go beyond the application process and you're already in school, like yes, I may have gotten a higher score than you, but he studied his butt off and he graduated on way higher rank than I was too. So, I mean, it doesn't I guess West Point really does develop your academic habits and stuff.
Yep, absolutely. So,
hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see, we got Ann, Yucatan. I want to study in West Point. Well, hey, if you want to study for West Point, that's definitely doable, especially if you're in a different country. We have a lot of international students from all around the world that come to West Point, and I don't specifically know the process.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you have to talk to your, what is it, like an attaché or
with the liaison.
Yeah, liaison. That's who's a representative in your country, and set up something similar to what you would do to get like a congressional nomination. Mm-hmm. And of course, you got to apply through the same process. It's just slightly different route. So hopefully that answers questions. If you still have more, please stay back. We'll get you some links to how you can figure out how to get into West Point. You want to get the next question?
Let's see. Lena says, I'm sorry, I know this is not the right place, but maybe you know if Mavney is open?
What?
Mavney. Is Mavney open? What is
I don't know what Mavney is.
Stop me there, Lena.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
Mavney
don't
is.
know. Man, if you could expand on that question, maybe we can help you out with that. And Anne, no, you are not crazy.
You're not crazy.
You're not crazy at all.
Anne's father was in the army. Cool.
That's really cool that you want to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, legacy is huge, especially at West Point. You got so many different generations that have gone there, and
that helps too. If you actually talk about family in the military service, that helps. Like definitely with my admissions, it helped to say that my brother and sister were in the military as well. So that really bumped up my application.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just shows like service runs in the family, and you also have like a different experience. So for instance, if like your father was in the military and traveled a lot, you're gonna be kind of like wrapped in that experience where you're also traveling a lot. You're familiar with the military through your family, and that just kind of gives you a little bit different experience that you can talk about. Red Bean Ice Cream asks, how difficult was beast training?
That was the one question we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Like she liked it. How difficult was beast training?
Yeah, did you train up for that at all, or how was it for you?
I mean, physically, I think I was prepared because I was playing tennis competitively all throughout high school. That helped out a lot. But what I found difficult was being taken out of just a normal life and being thrown into the military life. And so it was a little bit of an adjustment. But over time, they broke me down, and I kind of understood the mindset better and the life better.
And so were you recruited as a tennis player?
Recruited.
So like did the tennis team or even your siblings kind of help prep you? Did they give you guidance?
Funny thing, the tennis team did help me. I would get emails saying, this is what you should pack, this is what you should bring, this is what you should do to prepare for it, break in your boots, And my brother and sister were like, yeah, I thought I was an advantage because I had them, but they would just mess with me and tell me the completely different thing. So I would not be prepared for it. But I mean, I would go during beast training. My brother was cadre. He was one of the leaders in charge.
Oh wow!
So I got to see him a few times. That helped out a lot. And then during beast, we'd also leave the military aspect of things and go practice tennis during mass athletics. And so that made everything that made things easier too, because you got to get away from those things.
Right. I'll say I had a little bit different experience because I was enlisted, and so I had that familiarization with the military as far as the core competencies of soldierization. So knowing how to operate weapons, shooting a rifle, doing rucks, and just knowing the rank structure. I was a little bit more familiar with that. As far as the physical training, that was a little bit different, and I would say just because I wasn't used to the terrain.
Yeah.
West Point is super hilly, and the elevation changes so much that when I was training for muscular endurance, when I was doing a lot of anaerobic or aerobic fitness, when I was running, I was all on flat land. And then just getting to West Point, it's I don't know, it was just so different. And so I got a lot of what are they called? Your shin splints, and that was a struggle. So I would say if you guys are training up for it physically, put yourselves in different elevation. So do a lot of like hill sprints and don't just run on like flat terrain. That's something that I'd highly recommend.
I would just running outside in general. I mean, a lot of people would just stick to the treadmill or just bike. I mean, running outside is definitely the best thing. And even if it's hot, I mean, we run when it's really hot too.
Oh yeah.
In New York, it gets pretty hot there, so.
Especially during the summer.
Yeah, especially during the summer.
It's super humid too. So if you guys aren't like acclimated to that kind of weather, that's something I would do as well. Also swim.
Swim, swim. Learn how to swim. Do a lot of push-ups.
Push-ups and sit-ups.
They'll make you do a lot of push-ups. And I guess like difficult. I found the more mental aspect of things more difficult.
Yeah. The mental ones?
Yeah.
Like what component? Like what part?
Like I kind of used to have like a temper. I didn't like people telling me, "Yeah, do this, do that."
Oh yeah.
So
Authority.
it was a very humbling experience.
Yeah. Get used to just like acknowledging. Like if they tell you something, just be like Roger, and then just do it. And that's just part of the military. You gotta remember now that you're gonna be like a servant to this nation, and to the people. And there's like a hierarchy. So you gotta get used to like authority and just taking commands and orders. Of course, like if something is like immoral, illegal, you can definitely speak up. But if they ask you guys to do something, you guys just roll on with it. So.
And if you're like a leader in high school right now or something, I mean, they're definitely gonna, once you get to West Point, once you go through beast training, you gotta learn to just take a back seat and just listen, and then you'll get your leadership time as the years go on again. So definitely don't feel like, oh, I'm doing something wrong if you're not in charge.
Yep.
You
You get your opportunity. Selena, he was Army, but Mavney is. I'll get back to you, Lena.
OMG, the reception from the West Coast side. Sorry, Red Bean Ice Cream. I wish I could fix the
reception. Yeah. Alright, so we got Nate Murphy in the house, we got Sydney, Rice, Chris,
and Ryan Kaga. Right? I'm saying her names right.
Ryan, Jake Yoon. I'm just gonna give another shout out real quick to Whipple.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, honey. We got Eric. Got Jonathan, Liu,
Did you say
Matt.
Hipple already?
Who?
Did you say Hipple?
Yeah, Hipple.
And Jacob?
Jacob. Magic Taco 91.
That's a sweet name.
Nick Ritz. We got Taylor in the house. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our live Q&A. If you guys just stopped by, we've already answered a couple questions, and we're going to continue going in the order that it was asked. So yeah, keep asking those questions, and we'll get to it. All right. So
Next one for Red Bean Ice Cream. What kind of majors does the Academy offer?
Oh, that's a lot.
So if you were here in the beginning, the first major that they offer is environmental science, and I say that because we both actually majored in that.
Yeah, we're both EV science
We're both
majors
environmental science.
in the dirt department.
In the dirt.
Genie department. And so just in the dirt department alone, how many different majors are there?
I mean, there's environmental science, environmental engineering.
Yeah.
What's the other? GIS, geospatial information systems.
Yeah.
And geography, whether that be like physical geography or human geography.
Yeah. Those are the big ones. But I mean, like, it's such an eclectic, like, set of majors that's offered at West Point. Like, it's not, like, West Point was the first engineering school, right?
And it's the top, I think one of the top engineering schools.
Yeah, one of the top engineering schools, but it's not just engineering and science. It has, like, liberal arts as well. So, you got your English courses.
Yeah, I used to be an English major too, actually.
You were?
I was, for a day.
That's crazy.
That changed.
I was a life science major before UV science. So
that's right.
That's another thing. That's in chemistry and life sciences. So there's chemistry, life science.
There's literature, there's art, philosophy.
Yeah.
And then you got your engineering, which is civil, mechanical,
Double E,
electrical,
computer science.
And you got math.
Yeah.
And operations research, statistics, So there is everything.
Yeah, any major that isn't like super specific, they offer it at West Point. Whether you want to be a doctor or whether
A lawyer, there's law.
yeah, they got law. You know, they have a lot of different majors for you guys to choose from, and you guys have like about a year to kind of figure out what you want to do, and you can switch too. So don't feel like you're locked in if you don't know what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool. Thanks for the question. That was an awesome question. Twin with the peace sign.
Lena with the monkey.
The monkey. All right. You want to go to the next question?
Sydney 12-2-1. Is going to the summer leader experience help in the application process? I don't know, did you do SLE?
You do?
No, I didn't do SLE.
Were you ever like a squad leader or anything?
No, I was beast.
All
I think
right.
it does help though.
Yeah, like I think it would help too.
I feel like it would help with the application process because going to SLE, you already show a strong interest in the school, and the school definitely. I mean, I know a lot of our classmates that went to SLE, like a lot, and usually they like when I interacted with them, I remember they're like, "Oh, I remember you in my SLE class. I remember you in my SLE class," and it's like pretty soon there was like 30 of them all talking to each other. It's like, wow, you guys are.
They all knew each other.
They all knew each other, and then they all got in. So I'm pretty sure SLE helps out with the application.
Yeah, I mean it shows interest. You have like that prior experience that you're exposed to West Point, and you're able to like interact with the cadets and all the other cadet candidates. And that's something that you can talk about on your interviews or in your essays. So you know, just any experience really just benefits you. You know, I don't think any experience that you have will make it a bad experience or make it worse for your application. So, all right. So Asian Beard asks, what kind of laptops are issued to the cadets? So I actually, this one right there, that's the one that was issued.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I think Army is sponsored by Dell.
No.
They're not?
Lenovo. They got Lenovo.
Is it Lenovo?
They got Lenovo laptops.
Did they?
today in the class.
Okay. I'm wrong. I think it changed because didn't they get a smart? That's the Lenovo SmartPad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what kind of laptops?
Yeah.
The best of the best.
What
Top of the line laptops. They're actually really good laptops. I don't know what else I could say. I mean, growing up, I didn't really have a laptop, so I appreciate it. You know?
Did you get one? You did, right?
Yeah, well, I don't have mine anymore. And you get to keep the laptop after graduation.
Yeah, you do. Well, you pay for it. You pay for the
and you get an iPad too.
Yeah, like this is broken now, but this was my issued iPad.
My iPad, I actually gave it to my dad for a birthday gift, and he wanted it. I didn't tell him it was my wife's.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Hand-me-downs.
I resetted the whole thing and pretended it was brand new.
I mean, it was completely new, right? You like use it and everything. It wasn't like this. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Ashley.
Yeah, put that one.
All right. So Ashley asks, what does West Point think about gap years? Like taking a break after high school, going into West Point.
I have a teammate that was actually, he went to West Point, then he got injured the very first day of Beast, so they sent him home, and they were like, go take a gap year, or you can go do what, I don't know what you want to do, but you're not coming. So he took a gap year, he reapplied, but that helped because he used that year to just experience a lot of different things and just keep adding to his resume, and that helped him with his application. I think he got accepted earlier on too.
And I think it just gives you like a different perspective, so that when you actually do go to West Point, like maybe you're less cynical, maybe you're more exposed, maybe you like really struggled during that gap year, and so that now you're like more prepared as you're going to West Point.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't really take a gap year, but like being enlisted and going to a different university was like my gap year.
Yeah.
It just gave me a different experience, and I actually was much more appreciative when I went to West Point, and I was actually more focused on things I need to do because I had that experience. So like I said earlier, any experience that you have will only benefit you. That's more to talk about.
And with time too, the more time you have before jumping into it, the whole experience, the more prepared you'll be.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
I think especially in the gap year, there's a lot of growth that takes place.
Definitely. So if you guys are thinking about that, that is an option. If you do that, they are going to ask you about it, but hey, just be honest and just talk about the experience that you had during that time. All right, leaving again with Mavney. Still not tracking what that is, but if you can elaborate, please.
What subject should I take to higher my chances to get in there? I don't know. I don't think that matter.
So they're prereqs, right? Like there's like some certain requisites that prereqs,
I mean, definitely.
like English.
You're talking about like it's gonna help you a higher chances to get in there.
I don't know what higher chances, but like actually, yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think there's any requirements for what classes you should take, but I think you should definitely take physics and chemistry, all the math classes, even the English classes. I think all the core subjects.
And why?
Because you're gonna take them again.
Yeah. So it's interesting that Ron brings that up is because like, let's say you guys are taking like all these like AP classes, like you can actually validate and
that's right.
and get out of those courses by taking an exam. Like let's say you guys got like a 5 on the AP exam, and it's on your transcript, and when you get to West Point, you just take another course to validate, and you can just not have to take that course, and you take something different.
Yeah.
And if you do enough, you actually clear up your schedule. So where you have to take like less courses throughout the entire 4 years.
I took a foreign language class too. That actually I think that would help too.
Really? Yeah. Puts you in a higher, more advanced language class. That's true.
Like I took in high school, I took home ec. I learned how to cook and take care of a fake baby.
That's a good
I don't
class.
think that helped me out.
That's a good like life lesson class, which I'm sure. I mean, that's what it's for, right? So, and one last thing on the courses, just like the earlier you're exposed to it, you guys are gonna do a lot better later on because you've seen it before. So I'll just push as hard as you can in high school, because once you get to college, like you get a lot more stuff on your plate, and so any kind of familiarity is just gonna help you out with that.
Yep. I don't think
You got any thoughts on that?
I don't know. You know more about that for me.
Alright, so Lena's a nursing student and she wants to serve, but when she graduates West Point, she doesn't think that they can serve, that foreigners can serve active duty. So if I understand this correctly, if you're an international student, international students will, if they get accepted to West Point, they will attend West Point for 4 years, graduate, and then go back to their country and serve in their military. And as far as the active duty component in your country, we're not too familiar with that.
Yeah.
But there may be an option where you can serve in the reserve or active duty. It just really depends on what your country's regulations are. So we got some more people in the house. We got Jacob. We got Eddie Kim. I don't know if I said that yet. Eric. All right.
There's some interesting questions.
Yeah, you guys got some pretty good questions so far. This is awesome that we're doing this. All right, so we got Jake. You want us to do Jake?
That's your question.
Oh, that's okay.
That's specifically me,
wow.
Thomas.
All right, so Jake asks, Thomas, are you still in medical school? What was your decision process like in attending whether or not to attend medical school? So currently right now I am not in medical school. I actually deferred medical school for a year. And with this upcoming deployment, I'm not going to go to medical school at least for another year. If I do decide to reapply for medical school because my deferment will be over, I'll have to go through the entire process again. But at this point in time, it's still up in the air, and I don't know. I got accepted to medical school, but at this point in time, I transitioned into the operational side of the military, and I'm just doing the military thing. So we'll see. My plans can change. I got a lot of things in mind right now, but I'll keep you guys up to date if anything does change in the foreseen future. So yeah.
What's the next question? Actually, that's not the question.
Okay, next question is Asian Beer. He says he sucks at swimming. Will be a problem when he gets to West Point.
Asian beer, no, it won't, because I'm horrible at swimming.
You're horrible at swimming?
And I got through it. It was an experience.
Like through beasts or during survival swimming?
So during beast, there's not that much swimming involved. Is it?
Wasn't it just like that test, like the 150-meter test?
Yeah, so there's a swim test that determines what swim class you will be in.
Yeah.
And I did horrible in that. So I was in that one. I was in elementary.
Oh, elementary. I think I was in elementary too.
See, and it was. They want you to pass. They're not gonna let you fail.
Yeah.
And as long as you put in the time and the effort to go to tutor, like after hour instruction.
AI, additional instruction.
Yeah, additional instruction with
Yeah.
the teachers, and they see that you're putting in the effort, you'll be fine if you're not a good swimmer.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way with Ron. I'm not like a super competent swimmer, but like if you put in the effort and you go into the additional instruction and you really want to like pass the class, they'll help you.
What'd you pass the class with?
Like a C.
Me too. I passed with a C. And it's funny too because my buddy Peter, he's a really good swimmer.
Yeah.
And he was in the most difficult swim class.
Yeah.
And he finished the class with a C too.
Oh wow.
So when he told me he got a C, I was like, yes, we are the same exact level.
And it doesn't change if you're like rock or like expert. It's
just the pace of the class.
Yeah, just the pace. So it's still weighted the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's funny. Alright, so Magic Taco asks, when's the time to contact a force field representative? I'm assuming that is like a liaison to like give questions and answers about West Point. I think
Like a recruiter?
like a regional.
I would say to go in early, start asking.
Probably.
I don't think there's a bad time to ask.
Yeah, if you're asking like when, like during the day, during duty hours, like or like when they're open for business,
not when they're asleep.
not when they're sleeping, or what Ron said is just like as soon as possible. If you guys are like waiting on for like any questions or anything, the sooner the better. That way you guys get the answers you guys need.
And I think everyone's very open to hearing someone interested in public service.
Yeah.
So I think they'll definitely support your whatever interest you show.
Okay.
Do you think that if I have glasses, then can I serve? This is from Lena. Oh yes, definitely. I'm wearing contacts. I'm super blind, and I'm serving.
What's your prescription? If you don't Is it bad?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay. Because I asked that because like the military in general has a certain prescription like point where if it's like that bad you can't serve.
Really?
Even if like unless you get surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was really, really bad.
I had
really bad.
I had a prospective student ask me like, I have this prescription and I'm barred from going in. Is there a waiver? And it was like, I looked at the regulation. It's like -8 or 9 or something like that. Yeah. You're okay.
See, you can have glasses, you can be blind as a bat like me.
Yeah.
And you can still get in.
Yeah, so just read the fine print, guys, with your glasses on, and then see if you guys can make it through. All right, next question. This one is by Eric. Eric asks, what is the social scene like at West Point, and what did you do to have fun or relax during your time there?
What did you do? I feel like me and him had, as much as we saw each other and we're in the same major, I think we definitely had different
Experiences, yeah.
Yeah. What did you?
So I was in a core squad athlete, so I did a lot of like extracurricular clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So I participated in a lot of like trip sections. So I went to whatever club there was, I would just go on it just so I can get out of West Point, especially as a freshman. And we would just go to different conferences. We would go to different schools. Sometimes we would just go to like a different part of the country or another country. It just depended what club it was. And then I was on the Taekwondo team, and I was able to go to different schools to compete. And yeah, that's as far as just like extracurriculars. As far as like social activities, when you're like a sophomore, a junior, or you're a senior, you have more privileges, and you can kind of like go out on the weekends if you had like a car. We would just go in the surrounding area, get some food, and if we took past, then we would go to New York City.
There are a lot of really like hidden good restaurants.
Yeah.
In that area, and I think, I mean, as a freshman, you definitely don't have that much like privilege to go out and really do like a lot of social experiences. But I mean, that's the time where you really don't know anyone, so all you want to do is like stay in your room. But really, my social experiences came from just going to other people's rooms and just like interacting with them and getting to know them. And some of my best friends, you know, I met freshman year, and we really stuck together.
Yeah.
But being on a team definitely helped. I would travel every weekend.
Right.
And I'd get to go away to another city every single weekend. That was actually a really good thing for me.
It's good because you guys get to meet like all these different athletes from different schools, and because you're like in the same conference, you like see them all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you build up like that network and that friendship, just like any other university.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's kind of cool when you're on an athletic team.
And it's cool too because like the people I grew up with playing tennis in Texas as a junior tennis player, you know, I didn't know anyone else when I went to the Northeast, but there were a couple of guys that, you know, during tennis tournaments I met. I was like, hey, I know you. Like, we grew up together. So, like, if you were on a team, any kind of team, whether it be like a varsity sports team or just like a club team, you definitely meet a lot of people, and it's such a small world. You're definitely running into people that you know from your past.
Absolutely. I completely agree with Ron on that. I don't think that you guys will ever run out of anything to do while you're there, just because there's like so many things to do. Like they got a gym, rock climbing wall, like just like I feel like even like as a freshman being at West Point, they always kind of offer something for you.
And I definitely got into hiking at West Point.
Yeah, it's the scenery is unbelievable there.
And just walk everywhere,
Yeah.
go with friends, or sometimes if you want to be off on your own, or like, you know, just keep to yourself, like that's just a good thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay active, guys, and keep seeking out those opportunities that they have. There's always things going on. There's always conferences that they're having. So,
I mean, the social experience is definitely, I think, it's definitely different from a regular university.
yeah,
So don't go in expecting a lot like how you see it, like your friends' colleges.
yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it.
It's what you make of it, and if you're seeking out things, then you can definitely find it. So, great question. All right, so we got Adam in the house. So I'm just gonna do a couple more shout outs. We got Renee, Asher Croy, Rochelle, Veepool, Sean Hallman. What's going on?
Liam, we got Indian Guru,
Yeah.
and Sydney's back, and
Benjamin Foster
and Tony.
and Tony.
Oh, wow, you got a lot of people on here.
All right, cool. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live Q&A. Thanks for stopping by. we're well in our way into like what are we at right now? Like 45 minutes, an hour in.
We're like 45 minutes.
All right. So next question.
Any advice for surviving at West Point when I'm only 5 feet tall? Renee Quiggle.
What's your thoughts? Helen's out.
Helen's out was pretty short.
Yeah, I think she was like shorter than 5 foot.
And Kelly Rodman was really short.
Kelly was really short. Yeah.
Any advice? I would say just, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, I mean, like, don't think just because, like, if you think you're short or if you think you're too tall, like, that you can't, like, make it through West Point.
Yeah.
Because the people that we just listed off right now, like, they're both our classmates and they graduated too. And, like, Helen, I know she's a beast at running.
So Helen, she was shorter than 5 feet.
Yeah, she's shorter than 5 foot tall.
She's shorter than 5 feet, and she got the top PT score in my Beast company.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so, and she could fit inside of a rock. I remember that.
And then I remember there were some people in my Beast company that were like complaining about how rucking was really hard, and we were like walking everywhere up the hills, and like they couldn't handle the rucks on our back. And then there was one short girl that didn't complain at all, and it's Kelly Redmond.
Yeah.
And she was like 5 feet, and she was a beast. Like, she wasn't quitting, and like people were like grabbing on her, and she was just going. I was like, that is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, people like twice their size are having a hard time, and you're not complaining about it, and you're just pushing through the pain.
It's all up here, guys. If you guys have like that mental fortitude, and you guys just keep pushing, you guys are gonna make it. Don't let any physical limitations like restrict you guys, or
I don't even think that's a limitation.
not that's not. Yeah, I don't think that's a limitation at all.
Yeah.
Just anything that you guys think may like I said, it's all perception, right? Just remain positive and push through.
Yeah, I have 2 teammates. They Allison Haley.
Yeah.
They just beat. Oh, shout out to the women's tennis team. They just beat Navy. But there are like 2 of them that are, we call them Oompa Loompas because they're so small.
Yeah.
But they're just like beasts. Like, they know that they've accepted that they're short, and so they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna prove everyone wrong. We can do anything that we put our minds to.
Yep. I mean, before West Point, I actually was like super skinny. And to me, I thought that was like a physical barrier that would not allow me to be competitive at West Point. Like, my senior year in high school, I think I weighed like 140 pounds.
Oh, wow.
130 pounds or something like that. And I was running like an 18-minute 2-mile. And so, like, training up for it and then actually being at West Point, you guys will really see a change in development. So just push through it, stay positive, and you guys will get through it.
Alright, what's the next question? You read the next question.
Alright, so Asian Beard asks, what core courses, such as chemistry or physics, were easy or hard for you guys? And I think this question is more of a subjective question. And so, what do you think, Ron? What was more of like
core courses?
Yeah.
I found chemistry. I found everything to be hard.
Really?
I thought I was like so prepared going into it, but I mean, I focused a lot of my time on tennis, and I really had really bad studying habits. But I mean, the good thing was like all your classmates are so helpful.
Yeah, and your instructors too.
Yeah, your instructors are so helpful that you just ask them the questions and they'll catch you up on everything. But I think the hardest core course for me was military history.
Oh, yeah.
So you take military history your senior year.
Yeah.
And I was so scared I wasn't going to graduate because I thought I'm doing so bad at this class. And it wasn't until like all the way up to the final exam, our last semester, I was like, this is going to be the determination if I graduate or not.
Tease.
So know your military history, because I was like, I'm in the military, I don't need to know military history.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, you cover so much history, it's crazy. And I can go on the same thing is like I took Asian history, And so I think any course for me that involved like a lot of writing was something that was difficult for me, and that's just because I'm just not a good writer. I'm not good at like English courses, composition, any literature courses, and that's something that I'm working on. But like I was killing like chemistry, physics, math, biology, whatever course those are, because that's more just like rote memorization. So like I said, it's a subjective question. It just depends on what you're good at and what you like.
But even if you struggle, all across the board, students, teachers, just like any of your mentors, everyone will help you get through it.
Yes, you will get through it. There's so many resources.
I was taking philosophy. We were taking philosophy. My instructor, I was writing my final essay, and out of nowhere, I wake up at like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, I got an idea on what to write. I texted him because he gave us his phone number.
Yeah.
I was like, sir, what do you think about this idea? Like, I've been having writer's block, but this one just came to me. And he texted back immediately.
That's great.
He's like, hey Ron, thanks for letting me know like your ideas. So I know it's late, and don't worry, I'm not like mad. Like he's like, that sounds great. He's like, just don't stay too late. But like he's like, we'll talk about this tomorrow. But that sounds like you're off to a good start on that essay. So they're very accessible.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up my teacher in the middle of the night, and he helped me out.
That's so crazy. And I think just going on top of that is like your class sizes are so small that it allows the instructors to give you that one-on-one time that you guys.
What is that? Every teacher has 13, maybe, right, per class.
Yeah,
13
on average.
Yeah, on average, maybe.
Compared to like, I went to a civilian university, I had a class that was like 300 people.
It was a giant lecture.
Just a huge lecture.
Yeah.
And you get like a TA, and they weren't even that helpful.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So crazy. All right. So Eric asks.
Eric Parr, I didn't take AP chemistry in high school. Should I be worried about plebe chemistry? No. I mean, that goes back to like what we just talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go into a class worrying, I would say definitely for sure study and try to learn as much as possible on your own. But you're not going to fail if you ask your teacher questions.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't take AP chemistry going into school.
Yeah.
But I mean, my teacher helped me out a lot.
I think I only took 2 AP courses.
I don't even remember what AP was. I think it's like AP Government.
Yeah, advanced placement courses.
Yeah.
AP Gov. Yeah, like so, like don't fret if you guys didn't take like an AP course or even take the class before. I think the way the curriculum's set up, it really allows you to really be successful, and that's just because of all the resources and the instructors.
Yeah.
So it looks like this live session is gonna end in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So we're just gonna give you guys a heads up that we will restart it, and then it'll go live again.
Yeah.
So do you want to just take a quick break? We get some water, and we'll let this restart, and then we will come back to you guys with more questions.
Yep.
So if we didn't get to your question, rewrite it. That way we can answer those questions in the order that it is. So anyone that was after Eric, please resubmit your questions. That way we can answer it. All right,
That's a
guys?
good question. Ashley, I'm excited to answer your question. When we come back, we'll answer. We'll tell you guys the personal reasons for going to West Point
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
and why we chose it over regular university.
Nice, good question, Ashley. All right, we'll be right back.